Enoch saw what no ordinary man was ever meant to see. Long before the flood, long before Noah built the ark, long before the rise of kingdoms, empires, and nations, there lived a man who walked so closely with God that heaven itself opened before him. His name was Enoch. While the world around him drifted toward corruption, Enoch was shown visions of the future. He saw angels descending from heaven. He saw giants walking upon the earth. He saw secret knowledge spreading among humanity and changing the course of history forever.
It speaks of the heavens,
but those were only the beginning. Enoch witnessed a day yet to come, a day when the Holy One would descend from heaven surrounded by countless heavenly beings. Mountains would tremble, the earth would shake. Every hidden deed would be revealed. Every proud kingdom would face judgment. Yet within these terrifying visions was also a promise. Enoch saw a future where justice would finally prevail. He saw the righteous protected. He saw a glorious kingdom beyond suffering. He saw a mysterious figure known as the Son of Man, chosen before the foundations of the world. His visions stretched from the beginning of human history to its final chapter. They revealed the fall of angels, the rise of giants, the flood of Noah, the destiny of nations, the secrets of the heavens, and the ultimate restoration of creation itself. For centuries, the Book of Enoch remained one of the most mysterious writings ever preserved. Tonight, we will follow Enoch's extraordinary journey step by step. And as you listen, tell us in the comments, which part of Enoch's visions fascinates you most? The Watchers, the Nephilim, or the final judgment? Let's begin where it all started, with a man who walked with God while the world around him was falling into darkness. Enoch lived in a time when humanity was multiplying across the earth. Cities were growing, families were expanding, civilization seemed to be advancing. Yet beneath the surface, something was wrong. After receiving his first vision of judgment, Enoch began observing the world around him more carefully. He noticed that everything God created followed a perfect order. The sun rose and set according to its appointed course. The moon appeared in its proper season. The stars remained faithful to their paths. The rivers flowed where they were meant to flow. The trees grew according to their design. Even the changing seasons obeyed the commands established by their Creator. Everything in creation honored God's order. Everything except mankind. As Enoch watched humanity, he saw rebellion spreading. People ignored the laws that governed the rest of creation. While nature remained obedient, humanity increasingly chose its own path. Then something even more dramatic occurred. A group of heavenly beings known as the Watchers looked upon the daughters of men and desired them. 200 of these angels gathered together under the leadership of Samjaza. They descended upon Mount Hermon. There they made a solemn oath. No one would turn back. No one would abandon the plan. Together they crossed a boundary that had never been meant to be crossed. The Watchers left their heavenly dwelling and entered the world of men. They took human wives. They lived among humanity. And with that decision, history changed forever. From these unions came children unlike any the world had ever seen, the Nephilim. They grew in strength, size, and influence. People initially looked upon them with amazement. Soon that amazement became fear. The giants consumed enormous amounts of food. Harvests disappeared. Resources became scarce. Entire communities struggled to survive. As the situation worsened, disorder spread across the earth. Fear replaced peace. Power replaced justice. The natural balance of creation began to collapse. But the greatest damage came not through physical strength. It came through forbidden knowledge. Among the Watchers, one figure became especially influential, Azazel. He taught humanity how to work metal. People learned to forge weapons. They learned to shape armor. Skills that seemed impressive soon became tools of destruction. Other Watchers taught additional secrets. Some revealed hidden knowledge about the stars. Others taught enchantments and occult practices. Still others introduced methods of beautification, luxury, and vanity. Knowledge itself was not the problem. The problem was that humanity pursued power without wisdom. The more people focused on these forbidden teachings, the further they drifted from God. Idolatry spread, pride increased, greed multiplied, violence became common. The earth itself seemed to groan beneath the weight of growing corruption. The world that once reflected divine order now reflected rebellion. And Enoch understood something terrifying. Judgment was no longer a distant possibility. It was becoming an unavoidable reality. Yet even as darkness increased, Enoch continued walking faithfully with God. He watched, he listened, he recorded what he saw, because the visions being revealed to him were not only for his generation, they were warnings for every generation that would follow. If you're enjoying this journey through one of history's most fascinating ancient texts, consider subscribing to the channel. We explore the forgotten stories, lost civilizations, and mysterious writings that shaped the ancient world. For Enoch, however, the story was only beginning. Soon the cries of the earth itself would rise toward heaven, and heaven would answer. As corruption spread across the earth, Enoch became aware of something deeper than human suffering. He sensed a cry rising from creation itself. The land that once flourished now carried signs of sorrow. The balance established at creation had been disturbed. The earth seemed burdened. Humanity suffered, animals suffered, the innocent suffered. And according to Enoch's vision, the souls of those who had perished unjustly cried out for justice before heaven. Their voices were not ignored. 4 mighty archangels heard the cry: Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel. Standing before the throne of the Most High, they witnessed the devastation spreading across the earth. They saw what the Watchers had done. They saw what the giants had become. They saw humanity descending into chaos. Together, they brought the matter before God. Then heaven responded. The time for action had come. Michael received authority to bind Simjaza and the rebellious Watchers. Raphael was sent to Azazel. Gabriel was commissioned to deal with the giants. One by one, judgment unfolded. The Watchers were restrained. Azazel was cast into darkness. The Nephilim turned against one another. The power that once seemed unstoppable collapsed under divine authority. Enoch saw a profound truth. No being, no matter how powerful, stands above God's authority. Not kings, not giants, not angels. All creation answers to its creator. Yet the earth still required cleansing. The corruption ran too deep. The wounds were too severe. A new judgment approached, not by fire, by water. Uriel carried a message to a righteous man named Noah. Unlike many around him, Noah remained faithful. He walked in obedience. He listened when God spoke. And he received a warning unlike any other. A great flood was coming. Waters would cover the earth. Everything outside God's appointed refuge would perish. Noah was instructed to prepare, to build, to trust. Many likely ignored the warning. Life appeared normal. The world continued its routines. But heaven had already spoken. Then the rains came. Day after day, night after night. The waters rose. Rivers overflowed. Valleys disappeared. Mountains became islands amid a growing sea. The mighty Nephilim could not resist the flood. Human strength proved meaningless against divine judgment. Cities vanished. The achievements of entire generations disappeared beneath the waters. Only Noah, his family, and those preserved within the ark survived. When the flood finally ended, a transformed world emerged. The old order had passed away. A new beginning stood before humanity. Yet one final chapter remained regarding the fallen Watchers. Bound and awaiting judgment, they sought Enoch's help. They asked him to intercede, to carry their petition before God, to seek mercy on their behalf. Enoch listened. He wrote their request. He brought it before the Lord. But the answer was firm. The decree would not be reversed. The consequences of rebellion would remain. The Watchers would await their appointed judgment. Enoch faithfully recorded the message. He did not soften it. He did not change it. He delivered the truth exactly as it had been revealed. And then something remarkable happened. His role expanded. He would no longer merely witness events on earth. He would be shown the hidden mysteries of heaven itself. Before we continue, leave a comment below and let us know. Do you think the story of the Watchers should be understood literally, symbolically, or somewhere in between? Because what Enoch sees next takes him beyond the world of ordinary human experience and into the deepest mysteries of creation. After these events, Enoch was carried into extraordinary visions. He saw regions hidden from ordinary human sight, places of fire, places of light, places of judgment, places of life. He witnessed rivers that flowed like streams of flame. He saw valleys prepared for fallen beings. He observed storehouses of heavenly treasures and regions governed by precise order. Nothing existed by accident. Everything served a purpose. One vision especially captured his attention: the tree of life. Unlike any tree found on earth, it stood in a realm of pure light. Its beauty surpassed description. Its fruit carried the promise of everlasting life. Angels guarded it carefully. Enoch learned that it was reserved for the righteous in the age to come. This tree symbolized more than survival. It symbolized restoration. The story of humanity would not end in ruin. God had prepared a future beyond judgment. Then Enoch witnessed another remarkable vision. He saw kings seated on thrones, rulers clothed in splendor, powerful men who believed their authority would never end. Yet a heavenly voice declared otherwise. Pride would fall. Injustice would not endure forever. The mighty would be humbled. The faithful would be lifted up. Enoch saw a great reversal coming. Human history would not remain permanently tilted toward oppression. Justice would eventually prevail. Then came one of the most significant revelations in the entire book of Enoch: the Son of Man. Standing in heavenly glory was a figure unlike any angel. He radiated authority, wisdom, righteousness. When Enoch asked who he was, the answer astonished him. This was the Son of Man, chosen before creation, known by God before the mountains existed, reserved for a future moment in history. The Son of Man would one day judge nations, reveal truth, vindicate the righteous, and establish justice throughout the earth. The vision continued. Enoch entered the heavenly throne room. Countless angels surrounded the throne of God. Order filled every corner of heaven. Nothing was chaotic. Nothing was uncertain. Beside the Lord of Spirits sat the Son of Man in glory. Kings and rulers were brought before him. Earthly power suddenly appeared fragile. Crowns lost their significance. Titles lost their influence. Human authority paled before divine authority. The Son of Man was revealed as a light for nations and a source of hope for the faithful. As the vision unfolded, Enoch watched the downfall of arrogant rulers. They searched for security. They trusted wealth. They trusted power. They trusted themselves. Yet none of those things could save them when truth was revealed. Meanwhile, the humble were elevated. The faithful found peace. Justice spread across the earth. A new order emerged, not built upon fear, not built upon force, but built upon righteousness. Enoch realized these visions stretched far beyond his own lifetime. They pointed toward God's ultimate purpose for humanity. They revealed that history was moving toward a destination. And at the center of that destination stood the Son of Man, a figure of judgment, a figure of mercy, a figure of hope. If you've made it this far, subscribe and join our growing community of history lovers. It helps us continue exploring ancient texts like the Book of Enoch in depth. But Enoch's journey was not finished. Next, he would learn how the heavens themselves operate, according to laws established by the Creator. After witnessing the throne room of heaven, Enoch's journey expanded beyond history and prophecy into the very structure of creation itself. Angels guided him through hidden regions of the cosmos. What he saw convinced him that nothing in the universe operates by accident. He was shown storehouses of the winds. Some winds were gentle, bringing refreshment to the earth. Others possessed tremendous power and remained restrained until the moment God commanded them to move. He saw chambers where thunder waited. He saw places where lightning stood ready like servants awaiting instruction. Everything functioned according to divine order. Then Enoch turned his attention toward the stars. They were not random lights scattered across the sky. Each followed a path established long before humanity existed. Every rising, every setting, every season, every cycle, all were governed by laws written into creation itself. Even among the stars, Enoch was shown examples of rebellion. Some heavenly beings had departed from their appointed order. Like the fallen watchers, they too faced restraint and judgment. The lesson was clear. Authority belongs to God alone. Whether on earth or in heaven, rebellion eventually leads to accountability. The angels then revealed the mysteries of time. Enoch observed the paths of the sun through heavenly gates. Each sunrise occurred exactly when it was meant to occur. Each sunset arrived at its appointed moment. Nothing happened too early. Nothing happened too late. The moon followed a similar pattern. Its phases increased and decreased according to precise measurements. Angels maintained heavenly records. Days, weeks, months, years. Everything moved according to a perfect calendar. Enoch learned of a 364-day heavenly year, a symbol of divine order governing creation. The message was deeper than astronomy. Time itself served God. History was not random. Generations were not drifting aimlessly through existence. The Creator guided both the heavens and the ages of humanity. As these revelations continued, Enoch saw vast heavenly storehouses. Waters were preserved there. Winds were preserved there. Treasures of wisdom were preserved there. Nothing overflowed without permission. Nothing acted independently. Everything operated under divine authority. Then Enoch witnessed one of the most profound truths in his visions. Human lives were known before God. Records existed. Choices mattered. Actions mattered. Nothing was forgotten. Nothing escaped notice. The same God who directed stars and seasons also observed the lives of individuals. The heavens testified to perfect order. The earth often reflected disorder. Yet God's purposes continued moving forward. Eventually, Enoch was shown history itself as a grand unfolding plan. He received symbolic visions where people appeared as animals. Adam appeared as a white bull. The descendants of Noah emerged. The flood returned in symbolic form.
Behold,
The chosen family line appeared as sheep. Abraham's descendants grew into a flock protected by divine care. Moses emerged as a shepherd raised to guide the people. The great empires of history appeared as powerful beasts. Some resembled lions. Others resembled leopards. Others resembled terrifying creatures that conquered vast territories. One kingdom replaced another. Power shifted repeatedly. Yet every empire shared the same fate. None lasted forever. The beasts rose. The beasts ruled. The beasts fell. Meanwhile, the flock endured. Again and again, Enoch saw the same pattern. Human power is temporary. God's purposes are permanent. The dream expanded further. False shepherds emerged among the flock. Leaders failed their responsibilities. Corruption spread. A dragon appeared. Chaos intensified. The faithful seemed surrounded. Yet heaven intervened. The Son of Man appeared once more. The corrupt were removed. The dragon's influence ended. The flock was gathered together. Order replaced confusion. Peace replaced fear. The story of history was moving toward restoration. And Enoch now understood something remarkable. The rise and fall of nations, the movements of stars, the changing of seasons, the passage of years, all of it pointed toward the same truth. The Most High remained in control, and the greatest chapter of the story had not yet arrived. The final visions shown to Enoch brought together everything he had witnessed: judgment, mercy, history, creation. all converged into one breathtaking conclusion. After the removal of false shepherds and corrupt powers, Enoch saw something descending from heaven. It was a city, not a city built by human hands, not a kingdom established through conquest. A holy city prepared by God. Its walls shone with extraordinary beauty. Its foundations appeared precious and radiant. 12 gates stood open. There was no need for fear, no need for defense. No enemies remained. At the center stood a glorious dwelling place filled with divine light. A river of life flowed through the city. Its waters never failed, its abundance never diminished. The faithful entered with joy. The Son of Man walked among them. The suffering of previous ages had ended. The beasts were gone. The dragon was gone. Corrupt rulers were gone. Only peace remained. The city represented humanity's final destination. Not endless conflict, not endless judgment, but restoration. Then Enoch received another revelation, known as the Apocalypse of Weeks. History appeared before him as 10 great periods. Each week symbolized an age in God's plan. The first week represented beginnings. The second showed humanity multiplying across the earth. The third revealed a righteous lineage chosen for God's purposes. The fourth introduced divine guidance and law. The fifth featured a glorious house built for worship. The sixth brought trials, confusion, and testing. The seventh revealed a faithful remnant standing firm. The eighth introduced justice and renewal. The ninth unveiled open judgment. The 10th culminated in complete restoration. Beyond these weeks stretched an eternal age of righteousness, a future where goodness no longer struggled to survive, a future where peace no longer faced opposition. History itself possessed structure. Every generation occupied a place within a larger design. Nothing unfolded outside God's knowledge. Nothing escaped his purposes. After revealing this framework, Enoch delivered powerful warnings. He spoke directly to those who embraced corruption. He warned rulers who abused authority. He warned teachers who distorted truth. He warned those who pursued wealth without mercy. He warned those who mocked righteousness. Again and again, he declared that evil ultimately destroys itself. Pride eventually collapses. Falsehood eventually fails. The warnings were serious. Yet they were not hopeless. Every warning carried an invitation. Turn back, choose wisdom, seek righteousness before judgment arrives. Then Enoch shifted his focus toward the faithful. His tone softened. His words became deeply encouraging. Do not fear. Do not lose heart. Do not believe your faithfulness is unnoticed. The Most High sees. The Most High remembers. The Most High rewards. Enoch reminded them of everything he had witnessed: the tree of life, the heavenly throne, the Son of Man, the holy city, the gathering of the righteous, the final victory of truth.
Hearken.
These promises were not fantasies. They were realities prepared by God. The faithful would inherit peace. Their struggles would not be wasted. Their tears would not be forgotten. Their trust would not be disappointed. Then came the final chapter of Enoch's own story. Unlike other men, Enoch would not experience death in the ordinary way. Having walked faithfully with God, he was taken into the heavenly realm. His earthly journey ended. His testimony endured. The visions he recorded would continue speaking to future generations. Long after kingdoms vanished, long after empires crumbled, long after rulers were forgotten, the message remained. God governs history. God judges evil. God remembers the faithful. God fulfills his promises. As Enoch's final vision faded, one truth stood above all others. Light ultimately overcomes darkness. Truth ultimately overcomes deception. And God's purposes ultimately prevail. If this exploration of the Book of Enoch has inspired you, consider subscribing and becoming part of our community. And tell us in the comments, which vision do you find most fascinating? The Watchers, the Son of Man, or the Holy City?
Hallelujah.
Because Enoch's story may be
kingdom is
ancient,
established
but its questions still
forever
speak to us
and
today.
ever.
The book of Enoch ends not with fear, but with hope. From the fall of the watchers to the flood of Noah, from the rise of kingdoms to the vision of the Son of Man, Enoch witnessed a story far larger than his own life. He saw that evil is real, but not eternal. He saw that judgment is certain, but so is mercy. He saw that history is not random, but guided by the hand of the Most High. Most importantly, he saw a future where righteousness prevails, where the faithful find peace, and where creation itself is restored. Whether understood as prophecy, symbolism, or ancient wisdom, the visions of Enoch continue to inspire discussion thousands of years later. Thank you for joining us on this journey through one of the most mysterious books ever written. And be sure to subscribe, because in our next episode, we'll explore another ancient mystery that has challenged historians, theologians, and scholars for centuries. Until then, keep seeking the stories hidden in the shadows of history.